How do you know if you're living faithfully in a world full of deception? How can you protect your heart while still loving others? The book of 2 John, though short, delivers a powerful message. Walking in truth and love is not optional, it is essential. Written to believers facing false teachers, it reminds us that faithfulness requires both discernment and action. Overview. 2 John is a brief letter written by the Apostle John to a chosen lady and her children, a symbolic reference to a local church and its members. Despite its brevity, the letter addresses critical issues facing early Christians, false teachers, doctrinal compromise, and the challenge of living faithfully in community. The central message is simple but profound: love must be rooted in truth. John encourages believers to obey God's commandments, remain steadfast in the teachings of Christ, and reject anything that distorts the gospel. Love is not vague sentiment, it is defined and protected by truth. Historical and social context. The early church faced pressures from false teachers who denied the full humanity and divinity of Jesus. Some promised freedom or novel teachings that appealed to cultural trends, but they threatened to mislead believers. John writes to warn his readers, emphasizing the importance of discernment, obedience, and commitment to the truth. He calls the church to remain vigilant, avoid false teachings, and support those who uphold the gospel faithfully. Key themes in 2 John. Walking in truth. Faithful living begins with understanding and obeying the teachings of Christ. Truth provides both guidance and protection. Love in action. Love is meaningful only when it is expressed within the boundaries of God's truth. Unchecked sentiment can lead to compromise. Guard against deception. False teachers are real threats. Believers must reject anyone who distorts Christ's message. Obedience and faithfulness. Living faithfully is about consistent obedience, not just occasional acts of devotion. Community responsibility. Believers are called to support those who walk in truth while avoiding those who spread error. Key verses in 2 John. 2 John 1 verse 3, Grace, mercy, and peace are from God the Father and Jesus Christ, our Lord. 2 John 1 verse 4, Walking in the truth brings joy when believers live according to God's commandments. 2 John 1 verse 5, Love one another, which is the commandment from the beginning. 2 John 1 verse 6, Love is genuine when it is expressed in obedience to God's commands. 2 John 1 verse 7, Be wary of deceivers who do not acknowledge Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh. 2 John 1 verse 8, Guard carefully the truth you have received, so you do not lose your reward. 2 John 1 verse 9, Anyone who does not remain in the teaching of Christ does not have God. 2 John 1 verse 10, Do not welcome false teachers or support them in any way. 2 John 1 verse 11, To support deception is to share in its guilt. 2 John 1 verse 12, John expresses hope to visit and speak face to face, highlighting the importance of personal fellowship. Relevance Today. 2 John speaks to anyone navigating a world filled with conflicting messages, half-truths, and moral compromise. Its message is clear: love without truth can be dangerous, and truth without love can be cold. Believers must hold both together, caring for others while guarding the integrity of the gospel. In modern life, this means discerning what we allow into our minds and communities, avoiding false teachings, and practicing love grounded in obedience and truth. Closing thought. 2 John reminds us that walking in truth and love is inseparable. Faithfulness is not passive, it requires vigilance, discernment, and action. If your relationships, church, or community are under pressure from misleading messages, this letter calls you to stand firm in the teachings of Christ, love others faithfully, and protect the truth with care and courage.